You're looking at something that might quietly redefine what a modern muscle car is supposed to be, and not everyone is ready for it. Because the 2026-27 Mustang doesn't just evolve the formula, it questions it. And once you notice what's changed here, it's hard to look at older performance cars the same way again. Welcome back to Premium Automotive Reviews, where we go beyond the obvious and really understand what a car is trying to become. And trust me, this one has more going on beneath the surface than it first lets on, especially when you start connecting the design, the tech, and the direction Ford is hinting at. At first glance, it still feels unmistakably like a Mustang. Long hood, aggressive stance, that low planted posture, it's all here. But then your eyes start catching the details. The front fascia is sharper, more sculpted, almost like it's been carved by airflow itself. Those LED signatures aren't just for style anymore. They feel intentional, almost like a digital identity. And the grille, it's familiar, but cleaner, more purposeful, as if it's balancing heritage with something more forward-looking. Walk around it slowly, and the proportions start telling a different story. The body lines are tighter, more aerodynamic, with subtle vents and contours that don't scream for attention but reward you when you notice them. The wheels sit perfectly flush, giving it that confident, performance-ready stance, even when it's standing still. And then from the rear, those iconic triple-bar taillights are still there. But now they feel more precise, more refined, almost like they've been upgraded to match a new era rather than just carried over. But here's where things start to shift. Step inside, and it doesn't feel like a traditional muscle car cabin anymore. It feels like something designed for the next decade. The dashboard is cleaner, more horizontal, with a driver-focused layout that blends physical controls with a digital environment that actually makes sense. The screens aren't just bigger, they're smarter. They adapt, they respond, and more importantly, they don't overwhelm. There's a subtle ambient glow throughout the cabin that changes depending on drive modes, time of day, even your preferences. And the materials, soft touch surfaces, stitched panels, a mix of sportiness and comfort that makes you realize this car isn't just about speed anymore. It's about experience. You sit in it and it feels like it understands you a little more than older cars ever tried to. And then there's the technology layer, which is where things get interesting. This Mustang is clearly built with a connected future in mind. The infotainment system feels less like a screen and more like an interface, something that evolves over time. Over-the-air updates mean the car you buy today won't be exactly the same a year from now. There's deeper smartphone integration, voice control that actually responds naturally, and AI-driven features that learn your habits the more you drive. Driver assistance has also taken a step forward. It's not intrusive, but it's always there, quietly monitoring, assisting, stepping in when needed. Highway driving feels more relaxed, city driving feels more aware, and everything in between feels just a little more controlled. It's not about taking over the drive, it's about enhancing it. Now let's talk about what really defines a Mustang: performance. And this is where Ford seems to be walking a very careful line. There's still that raw emotional connection you expect. The response, the sound, the feeling of power being delivered in a way that's engaging, not artificient. But at the same time, there's a clear shift toward efficiency and adaptability. Hybrid possibilities are no longer just rumors, they feel like a natural next step. And if that happens, it won't be about replacing performance. It'll be about reshaping it. The chassis feels more refined, more balanced. Suspension tuning leans toward precision, without sacrificing comfort, which means this isn't just a weekend car anymore. It's something you could actually live with. Long drives feel easier, daily commutes feel less tiring. And yet when you push it, it still responds the way a Mustang should. And that's the interesting part. This car isn't trying to be the loudest or the most aggressive just for the sake of it. It's trying to be smarter, more complete, more relevant in a world where performance alone isn't enough anymore. Safety plays into that as well. Advanced systems are integrated seamlessly: collision prevention, lane assistance, adaptive awareness, all working in the background without making the car feel restrictive. It's confidence, not control. And when you think about practicality, it starts to make even more sense. The cabin space is better utilized, storage feels more thoughtful, and overall usability has clearly been improved. This isn't just a car you admire, it's a car you can actually use every day without compromise. So where does that leave it? Somewhere between tradition and transformation. Because emotionally, it still delivers that Mustang identity, the presence, the attitude, the connection. But technologically, it's stepping into a space that older muscle cars never really explored. It's not just competing on power anymore. It's competing on intelligence, adaptability, and long-term relevance. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all. This isn't just about what a Mustang has been. It's about what it needs to become to stay important in the future. So the real question isn't whether this is a better Mustang, it's whether this is the direction performance cars need to go from here. Because once you experience something like this, going back starts to feel incomplete. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't just another update, it's a statement. And I'm curious, does this feel like the future of muscle cars to you, or does it change too much of what made them special in the first place? Let me know your thoughts, and if you appreciate deep, honest breakdowns like this, make sure you're subscribed to Premium Automotive Reviews.